From a new grappling mechanic to Herrerasaurus, diabloceratops and many more, as well as the gateway and Gen 1s. This is everything you need to know from the latest The Isle devblog. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. We're starting off with that new mechanic, which is grappling, and it's a mechanic that was previously the pounce and pin stuff, or well, that's what it was known as internally in internal testing by the developers. This is an upcoming feature that allows pouncers and grapplers more combat effectiveness against larger dinosaurs, as shown in this video of an Omniraptor wrestling down a Stegosaurus. Essentially, what it allows for is a prolonged pouncing period, whereby the dinosaur that is pounced onto the other is slowly weakening the dinosaur that it is pounced onto, eventually subduing it, and well, that phase is known as the grappling mechanic, because you're grappling them to the ground to the point where they are then subdued. The idea for this is to make pouncers and grapplers more effective, because these are generally smaller dinosaurs, makes them more effective at taking on and taking down the bigger foes, so those big foes are not immune to be pounced or immune from the grapplers. They now have to be quite wary of them as well when this mechanic gets introduced. Herrerasaurus has also been shown off quite heavily in the game's latest video teaser, which is the incident reports, which are kind of like trail cameras or security cameras for the human structures in the Isle. These have shown off Herrerasaurus in quite some detail when it comes to it climbing up trees, climbing up fences and walls, destroying the security cameras themselves, like biting it and stuff like that. And then there's also a clip of it climbing up a tree and waiting for a Dryosaurus to walk by and then pouncing onto it and killing it, which I think is absolutely awesome. Basically shows off the dinosaur in quite some detail in its natural habitat, in well, doing what it does best, jumping from trees, climbing trees, and being an overall pain and nuisance to anyone and anything. I love the detail of these. They have been nicely put together and do show off the dinosaur quite heavily. And for some other Herrerasaurus news, DMIV has been working on the aimed jump system for the dinosaur, which allows it to jump more than other dinosaurs in the game, as they are removing or plan to remove the stamina cost from small hops for the Herrerasaurus, which allows it to more effectively jump from branch to branch, especially closer branches, mainly because, well, if you're doing that and then draining stamina, it's going to be quite a pain trying to do that quite a bit. So I actually quite like that. These tweaks should hopefully better the climbing and just overall gameplay loop for Herrerasaurus when it does come to the game. But speaking of Herrerasaurus and other dinosaurs, we do have some more information on it, which is in the next section, which is sound design. So let's talk about that now. Several dinosaurs got news and information regarding the sound design progress, from Dilophosaurus to Diabloceratops and then Herrerasaurus. Let's talk about Dilophosaurus first. So Wedge has spent the last month mainly focusing on creating the sounds for Dilophosaurus's juvenile stage. This is essentially whereby he will decrease the pitch or heighten the pitch, so to say, of the Dilophosaurus adult calls, which then make it more subdued for a juvenile. That being said, he had to remake or rehash some of the calls, or rebuild them, repackage them, so to say, for some sounds that didn't really fit doing the pitching work when they were made to try and be juvenile sounds. Additionally, they are currently working on the sounds for the Dilophosaurus venom mechanic, which includes an ambience to homogenize with the visuals of the mechanic, sounds for the hallucinations disappearing, as well as some other sounds for the hallucinations in general have also been worked on as well. That being said, for Diabloceratops, sound effects for this dinosaur sparring have been put into place and worked on over the last month as well. This includes sounds for when the creature locks horns with loud and hard impacts, the ram attack during sparring, as well as a series of lighter sounds for the knocking, scraping and stuff like that with the dinosaur's horns. These sounds are essentially made to cover the adult version of the dinosaur. What Wedge is going to be doing is working on making it so like he scales them down for the juvenile or lower growth stages for this dinosaur, kind of lessening the impact depending on the amount of hornage there, pretty much. That's the best way to say that one. And then ending off with Herrerasaurus, the attack vocals for this dinosaur have been worked on, mainly the bite and other attacks as well. This helps set up the dinosaur's identity, pretty much a bellowing personality in that. So that's pretty much what it's going to be, and that's what was worked on this month for Herrerasaurus' sounds as well. When it comes to the humans, they have a number of weapons that they'll be getting. We all know this, we talk about this almost every devblog, and you know what, they just keep getting better and better. The first one is the 357 revolver, which has been fully finished. This looks phenomenal, I gotta say, it looks absolutely incredible. I also do like that it has variation on its design, specifically with the handle. One is wooden, and the other one, I'm not too sure what it is. Is it, I'm not gonna say, because, you know, if I said it was plastic, I'll probably get hounded by everybody, but I'm not sure what the material is. It's definitely not wooden though. This also showcases the weapon off with different attachments as well. That's what they talked about. They said that any weapons can have different attachments, so you can kind of build your own weapon, so to say, using the attachments that you can to basically kind of upgrade the weapon that you have. That kind of actually might show the different handles for the revolver. Maybe one of them has better grip than the other one, who knows. Additionally though, there was another weapon that was shown in the devblog. This was a shotgun, which looks almost complete as well. You can also see two attachments as well. One of them is on the back towards the handle area, and the other one is kind of on the barrel of the shotgun, or the pump, so to say. I believe this is a pump action shotgun, but I might be very wrong there. But the variation is slight, but it does show that there is different customization options for the guns that the developers have planned for the game. We all know by now that the gateway map has gone into testing recently. This is public testing as well, which is great to see, but the developers have even bigger plans for this one. Firstly, the aim is to get this into a playable state, so survival is possible, as well as integrating the migration system into the map. And speaking about the migration system, their aim with that was essentially to make it so the playability, movement, stamina, all that kind of just works together on this map. And the other thing that they said, they want to get this into a decent playable state, and that's what they've been working on this month, which probably explains why they've been putting it into public testing. The next aim after that is to work with sanctuaries, which will be something that is on the gateway map, which will provide greater survivability for juvenile dinosaurs, aims to increase the survival rate of them overall pretty much on the map. They did say, however, if you don't leave it, or if you overstay your stay in the sanctuary, death won't be far behind, which is quite ominous. Maybe you have like a certain growth stage to hit, and then you essentially have a ticking time bomb on you, and like you might probably die. But they also said that the sanctuaries won't be completely safe as well, so maybe that means carnivores could somehow get their way in there and try and kill you. It's rather ominous at that. Finally, the closing comments, which were made by Dondi, who is the game's lead developer, or project manager, so to say. Essentially, there was some important information here regarding Gateway, which will drop to the game once the last of any unforeseen technical issues are addressed. This means that once the gameplay loop for Gateway has been deemed appropriate as well, it will be ready to enter into the main Evrima branch. And for the Gen 1s as well, well, this is something that we've seen quite a bit in the past. These are the mutant human things, weird creatures, so to say. We have a wide range of concepts, which I'll be going over as I talk about this and have on the screen for you guys to dive into, but we do have some key points regarding the Gen 1s to talk about. Firstly, the Gen 1's playstyle archetype has now been concepted fully and will be moved into the production phase of its development. The design direction can be heavily shown by the concept art provided, which obviously I have on the screen here. There will be two different head customization types for the Gen 1s that are intended to be supported, and in the future the developers hope to provide different options for the head, the body, and other features that these Gen 1s will be able to utilize, and you'll be able to customize with your Gen 1s to create their own abomination, which will be just as terrifying as the ones that obviously the developers have planned for the game. And that's pretty much the Gen 1s. So as we know so far, the gameplay style and everything like that is basically complete, and it's going into a development cycle. Now, it'll probably take a while for us to see these in the game. It took us a while to see the humans in the game, so it's likely these will take quite a while, a couple years at that is my estimate. But I'd love to know what you guys think. When do you think Gen 1s could end up coming to the game? Let me know what you think. And there we have it. There's a quick breakdown, overview of the latest the Isle of Evrima devblog. This is number 42, I believe, or 41. No, this is 42, the October-November devblog. And yeah, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Let me know which part you are most excited for. Personally, big fan of that Herrerasaurus stuff and grappling, because the grappling allows you to just take down bigger dinosaurs with ease, or more ease, so to say, which is nice to see, and it definitely makes it so the bigger dinosaurs are not invulnerable to the, or invincible, sorry, to the smaller dinosaurs that utilize pounce and grapple. But other than that, let me know. And if you are new, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.